Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and I'm just gonna say it right now. I say it right now. After seeing that Raw, I'm even more convinced now. I don't care. CM Punk is winning the Rumble this year. This isn't Vince McMahon booking anymore. This is Triple H booking. After that promo, I don't know how CM Punk doesn't win the Rumble. Like, they set this up perfectly for Punk and Cody. He was literally in the main event segment with Cody Rhodes, okay, who's the champion, okay? You know Cody isn't losing to Kevin Owens, okay? This is your match. I don't... This is your match. Punk has never won the Royal Rumble in his entire career, okay? It's not going to be John Cena. I don't care what anyone says. John Cena has been the champion like 16 times. He hasn't shown up on Raw since Netflix's debut for Raw. All right, it's not going to be Cena. Okay, Cena's not getting his 17th world title or whatever, which I think is stupid anyways, by the way, because the record's 21. Okay, WWE can fantasize that Ric Flair's only won the title 16 times, but in reality, he's won it 21 times. Okay, so it's not a real record. It's WWE's mythical record of how many titles Ric Flair won, even though he's won 21. If you actually go to Wrestling Archives, you would actually know that Ric Flair won the title more than they let you on. They don't acknowledge the international title runs and some of his NWA title runs that he won. So, you know, WWE not acknowledging it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Okay? But again, John Cena doesn't need to win the Rumble. The storyline doesn't warrant him to win the Royal Rumble, okay, that they're doing. The storyline that they're setting up does not fit in that way. So it's pretty stupid for people that want to see Cena win it. It makes no logical sense. I mean, if this was Vince McMahon booking, yeah, it would make sense for Vince McMahon's head, because Vince McMahon never made sense in the past 15 years of booking shit. But it doesn't make sense now in the current product. Okay. CM Punk's got to be the man who wins this Rumble. And main event again with Cody now. The way they've set this up perfectly, it has to be Punk versus Cody. It seems like The Rock is not wrestling this year at WrestleMania, and if he is, it doesn't seem like it's going to be Cody anymore. Since they're now buddies, which makes no sense, by the way. But the only reason why you would do that is that they're probably not going to wrestle now. Because why the hell would Rock be... That's the real thing with The Rock. It's really weird because The Rock did that Bad Blood thing, which cost Punk and Drew McIntyre the main event of Hell in a Cell. So they did that whole bullshit with The Rock to allow them, Cody and Roman, to have the tag match be the main event, so The Rock could, make his, return or whatever, which he didn't really make his return, because after Bad Blood, he didn't appear again until Netflix Raw debut. So it was really kind of a pointless return anyways. But obviously that was supposed to be because he was originally going to face Cody at WrestleMania, and it was going to probably set something up. But that didn't matriculate to anything, because Rock, I guess, decided that, well, he had other obligations outside of WWE, so it seems like now that he is not going to be wrestling at WrestleMania. He has reshoots, reportedly, of his live-action Disney movie or whatever it was. I don't remember what it's called. But he's doing that right now. So it seems like the plans have twisted. the plans have shifted. I thought we were getting Punk versus Gunther, especially since Punk specifically name dropped Gunther when he beat Seth Rollins. And that's why I think they did the Seth Rollins match, by the way, on Raw. Because Seth Rollins versus Punk was supposed to be for WrestleMania. All right? And they shifted it for the debut of Raw on Netflix. So they did the match on the first Raw on Netflix instead of doing it at WrestleMania. Which leads me to believe that the plans have shifted for Punk and Cody. Now, I thought it was Gunther because of the way after the match, Punk specifically name-dropped Gunther first before he name-dropped Cody in that, when he did, his, when he talked to the announcer person after the match. So I thought he was going to win the Rumble and he was going to go after Gunther, and that was going to lead to either, he was going to main event night one. And then there was the possibility of Cody Rock still, or Cody Cena, or if they're running it back with Roman. I thought that opened up the possibility, or even Randy. That could have been another swerve too if they brought Randy Orton back. But now after that promo, the fact that they put Cody on last with Punk, the fact that Punk was not involved in the segment with Drew McIntyre and Paul Heyman early on, or involved with the Seth Rollins promo that opened the show with Logan Paul and Gunther. The fact that he was not in those segments, any of those segments, and the fact that they saved Punk specifically for Cody, and obviously Cody and Punk confronted each other last year. So there is a build-up tension here. There is a story here, okay, dating back to last year when it was Punk and Cody confronting each other the Monday Night Raw before Royal Rumble. And they ended up being the final two competitors in the Royal Rumble that year, and Cody won. And, of course, Punk got injured. Obviously, that wasn't planned, but you get the point. This is the buildup. This is the story. And I don't think this was the original story plan that they were going for WrestleMania, because I think the plan was going to be Cody Rock. But now with Rock out, because it seems like Rock is out now, and if he is not out, he's not wrestling for the title, at least, it seems like. It seems like it shifted to Punk. And I think it's not by accident, because, again, the original plan was supposed to be Seth and Punk, because that was going to be what they were going to do last year, from what we've heard. So the fact that they decided to do that on Raw, for the Netflix debut Raw, it seems like it shifted now for it to be Punk and Cody. And the fact that they saved them for the end of the show tells me that Punk's winning this. Now, again, there's still a possibility that Cena, if they want Cena to win his 17th world title, he can feud with Gunther, winning the Chamber or whatever. But again, Cena's already won it twice, so he doesn't need to win it a third time. And again, he can win the Chamber. Punk has never won the Rumble. This is a defining moment. And again, the story's been built since last year when Punk got injured. Punk said that there's always next year, right? He said that. And then in December, he said, my WrestleMania starts now. He was already pointing to the banner before the banner was even there. And then we get the whole Seth Rollins thing. Like, they are building towards Punk winning this Rumble. And I know some people are going to be like, well, it could be just a swerve. Yes, it could be a swerve, but this is Triple H we're talking about. We're not talking about Vince McMahon. Triple H is kind of more obvious with his booking. He likes the long-term booking plan. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing long-term booking happening. We are seeing the story from when Punk came back, got injured in the Rumble after being eliminated, being in the final two. Talking about that there's always next year. All these elements culminating into this Saturday's Royal Rumble, where he will, this is my bold prediction, he will win the Rumble this year. I believe Triple H is giving him the Rumble this year. This is the moment right here to do it and for him to go up against Cody. Now, how is the story going to go? The story's going exactly the way Punk laid it out. It's babyface versus babyface. It's not going to be a heel. It's not going to be one of them turning heel, because I know some people are theorizing, well, maybe Cody no one is turning heel. Punk's not turning heel. Now, Punk does have a favor from Paul Heyman, and maybe that will lead into a heel turn, but down the road. But it's not happening. It's not happening in the buildup. It's not happening in the buildup. As a matter of fact, I think the favor is going to be Punk gets number 30 in this year's WrestleMania, or this year's Royal Rumble. That's what I think the favor is going to be. And that's going to lead to Roman Reigns not winning it. Because Roman Reigns is definitely, I don't believe, is going to get his title back, as he thinks he's going to. I think this is going to be Punk's time to do it. I mean, he's 46. He's 46 going on 47. Next year's Royal Rumble's in Saudi Arabia. And I'm almost certain, not going to be wrestling at the Royal Rumble next year. So this is where you do it. This is the opportunity. This is where you go on and you make this happen right here. You set this build. Now, will Punk beat Cody at WrestleMania? I don't know. I hope he does, but I'm not holding my breath on that, because that's not the point of this. Punk never main evented WrestleMania, like, as in being the last match. This is what you want. This is what you want right here. And this was the setup. You know, Cody basically saying, I hope you win the Royal Rumble, because I'm going to prove to you that you're not the best in the world anymore. I'm the best in the world. You know, this is where you do it. This is the key match. This is the pop. You're seeing the drawing. You know, Punk is doing better in the merchandise than Roman is. Okay? To all the people that want to say Roman has the better aura, he doesn't. Punk is more popular than Roman Reigns. And I don't care, because I know I'm going to get some Roman trolls in here. Roman is not as popular as CM Punk. I hate to break that to you. Roman Reigns was shielded by Vince McMahon for 6 years as a babyface, even though people hated him as a babyface. Okay, they wanted to make him John Cena. Okay, they failed miserably, and finally they gave in during the pandemic to turn him heel, and Roman did a great job being the tribal chief and all that stuff. But at the same time, it got so overdone and ridiculous, and it was. I'm still surprised they had him be the champion as long as they did, because that's just something you don't normally do. Okay. Personally, I'm not a big fan of 3-year champions or 2-year champions, because stuff gets stale after a while. You know what I mean? Things just get stale after a while, and with Roman, with him holding the title as long as he did, things just started getting stale because it was just the same shit. the whole time. I mean, Sami Zayn coming into the group kind of freshened it up a little bit. But, I mean, it was just the same old story, that they were doing over and over and over again. I just don't see, some of these people that are Roman fanboys are just like, it's redundant. I mean, Roman's a good wrestler, but I just don't think he's as great now as people think he is. Like, he's drawing a lot of money because he's been the marquee guy for so goddamn long. And he was force-fed for so goddamn long. Punk was never force-fed. Punk was natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never had the machine behind him. Punk could have been as big as Stone Cold Steve Austin if he had the machine behind him. Okay? Because, and that's not me just exaggerating that. Okay? Everywhere Punk has gone, Punk has been successful in terms of popularity, drawing power. I mean, yeah, he didn't really do that well in UFC, but, UFC's a different animal. But in terms of drawing interest, Punk did very well. They got a lot of buy rates for the fight, even though he lost. You know what I'm saying? Punk has always drawn, and that's why WWE brought him back for so much. After he got fired from AEW thanks to the unprofessional wrestlers that are in that locker room. Not all of them, but, some of them that are just really stupid. But when he was in AEW, he was the one person there that was drawing a shit ton of money. He made AEW so much bigger than it was at the time. AEW did have good things during its first 2 years, but they never had that glass ceiling until Punk came in. Punk put them into new heights, getting them the $1 million gates and stuff like that, which they hadn't gotten in the first 2 years that they were there, that they were in existence. Punk brought them to new heights. And he was their number one merchandise seller. Okay? And when he came back to WWE, he instantly became the number one merchandise seller in WWE. Okay? Didn't even take him that long. And he still is. He still is outselling most of the wrestlers on the roster, including Cody. Okay? Last time I was checking it, he was still outselling them. So Punk is someone who still has appeal to the fan base, no matter which fan base he goes to. Okay? And that's one of the biggest reasons why I believe Triple H brought him back. And Nick Khan brought him back. Because, they understood that he can still make money. If he can get this ton of money for AEW, a company that's still new and green, and get them that kind of money, then obviously he can get that money and more on WWE, which has a bigger audience than AEW does. Okay, whether you're an AEW fan or not, you know damn well that WWE has a bigger fan base than AEW does. If you say they don't, then you're dumb, because they do. AEW has a great fan base. I'm not saying they don't. But you can't say that they have a bigger fan base than WWE. Like, that's just always going to be a thing, no matter whether people want to admit it or not. That's always going to be a thing. WWE will always be big brother to AEW. That's just never going to happen. That's just a fact. Okay? There's no way AEW is ever going to overtake WWE. So that's why Punk's there. Punk can still draw. He can still make money. A ton of money for WWE. And that's why he's in this position. I believe this is going to happen. I don't know if Punk is going to win at WrestleMania if he wins this Rumble, which I do believe he will. But I believe he's winning the Rumble at the very least. Again, it will be babyface versus babyface. Punk's been brutally honest that he's going to stab him in the front, not in the back. So it's babyface versus babyface. You know what I'm saying? It's babyface versus babyface. But Punk's brutal is going to be like a brutally honest type tweener, heelish character when it comes to Cody, but he's honest about it. That's the difference. And that's how I believe that they're going to set this up. Where are all the other matches going? I don't know, because the card's going to be stacked. I mean, if The Rock does wrestle at WrestleMania and he doesn't wrestle Cody, which I believe is now the case, he probably will face Roman, because I don't know who else Roman would face. Unless he's facing Jacob Fatu or Solo Sikoa again, which I don't think they're doing that, because he got his Fula Fala or whatever it's called, the necklace thing back. So I don't think that's happening. So, but again, if he faces The Rock, then I don't know where you put that on the card, because unless that's like the night one main event, and then Punk versus Cody's night 2. But this is the situation. You have Cody and Punk. I don't know who wins. Personally, I hope Punk wins, because Cody's had the title for a year. So it's kind of like, you know, okay, he's had it for a year now. What do we do? You know, what do we do? That's what I'm saying. Like, what do we do? He's had the title for a year. We're going to have him have the title for another year. Like, I don't want to see a Roman. I don't want to see a Roman title run with Cody Rhodes. I really don't. I don't like that. I don't like 3-year title runs. I mean, we're in a, you know, during the territory days, it was much different. Territory days, you know, obviously it wasn't a national company yet. You know, not many people were exposed to it as much. To have another person have the title for 2-3 years, I just think is just not a good idea anymore. I didn't think it was a good idea when Roman did it. But they did it mainly because it was kicked off in the COVID era. But I just don't like that idea. But we will see. But my bold prediction is CM Punk. Obviously, you know I'm hashtag Team Punk. But I truly believe Punk's winning this year after that promo. And he's picking Cody. There's just no way you cannot pick Cody Rhodes after that promo if Punk wins it. But yeah, that's it I gotta say. Comment, rate, if you like this video, my videos, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for the latest content. Thank you. And that's about it, guys. Hashtag Team Punk. I'm the Ultimate Goku. I'm out of here. Peace. Also, make sure YouTube channel, Twitch, Instagram, all the Ultimate Goku. Discord link in the description. Discussions about this and what other discussions. And I do have a YouTube tier list for perks. And yeah, that's it. Out. Peace.